All right. So we're starting a new project. Um, in the past, we've done some videos and they were popular, and we're back to recording things. This is Olga and Ali from Kyoki Cafe Wine Bar in Forest Hills. And a couple of years ago, we started introducing wines and food through these videos, and this was done over the pandemic. And now we're back.
And it had to be done through video because there was no other way, and people would pick up the takeout and watch the video with our wine dinners. But so many people asked when you guys gonna start recording again, and although we have customers inside right now, we're still doing it.
So Ali's going to introduce this brand new wine that we got a few days ago, and then I'm going to talk about this label and other things that are in the works for us in the future.
Okay, so this is Nero from Sicily, the most popular grape grown in Sicily. Nero means the red wine from town of Avola in Sicily. Now, in most wine producing countries with Romance languages, and not only Romance languages, there is the names for the grapes are not white and red as they are in English. They're white and black actually. That's why you have Pinot Blanc and Pinot Noir. So this is called, literally is translated, black grape from town of Avola.
It's pretty dark.
It is, but the thing is that since there is no rosé grape, all wine is made from either.
There's no rosé grape?
No. And we'll talk about it in some other. The rosé season is coming in about 3 months, 4 months from now. We'll talk about it a lot. But I just want to talk about this particular wine. Now, it is very popular in Sicily. It's very popular now in New York City. For past 10 years, it really exploded. Believe it or not, but they actually only started importing it about 10 years ago, which is hard to believe.
Wait, okay. How long between the time that we open it and the time that we drink it? How long should we air it?
This is a simple wine. You don't really need to air it.
So I can drink it?
You just swirl it in your glass. It's
Okay.
It's not a decanting wine.
That's a good pizza wine, yes?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's a nice drinking wine. It really doesn't strike me that much as a food wine. But the notes, I also want to talk about, like a first note.
Is that why you ordered it for here? Because you like the drinking wines,
Well,
not necessarily food?
we're a wine bar, and if somebody wants to have just a glass of wine, which is probably 60% of our customers who just come here for a glass of wine and don't eat, that's a perfect sipping wine. If
Look
you
at
wanna
this
have
label. It's looking at you. It's like Mona Lisa. Everywhere you turn, it's still looking at you. This is, it looks like a giant deranged stamp. And everything they know, they put on a label, which is amazing because they got some sun rays and metals. And then on the bottom it says the history, not history, the history of something, product of Italy, in case you forgot, small batch. And in the back, this is a biography of Garibaldi. Everything they know, they put on a label, which is very popular with European varieties, right?
But also a great way to introduce new wine and new project by criticizing the label for a minute. Thank you, Olga.
You're welcome.
Okay, so about this wine, the first notes that people would notice, would mention, would be cherry. And I have a problem with people in the United States using the word cherry to describe wine, because the thing is that when cherry is used to describe the tones of wine, this is not the cherry that you buy in a supermarket. It's not that sweet, large,
Which is
shiny
like
cherry.
$45 a pound.
Well, no, I'm talking about a regular cherry that you buy in Costco in a plastic bag that come in two varieties, dark and yellow. These are not the cherries that people are talking about. This is the cherry that they're talking about. You can find it in the United States very rarely. It's a sour cherry.
Ooh, you're right.
But that sour cherry is also, when it's sold in Whole Foods and on farmers market, they pick it too early. So it is actually sour, disgusting, and very expensive, like you mentioned. An
But it's
actual
so
European
delicate,
variety.
it's impossible to
Exactly.
transport.
The European variety that they're talking about becomes uh, becomes somewhat sweet and tart by the end. It is very hard to transport. It has an incredible taste. It's probably my favorite fruit in the world. And this particular Naradavolo, being a simple Naradavolo, not one of the expensive ones, really transports that fruit that most of you probably never tried.
So we should all go to Sicily and try sour cherry in season. Um, Next step,
Yeah.
Sicily. How much is it, like in the store? And what's the difference between fairly priced Naradavolo and expensive one?
So I definitely would not spend more than $20 for a bottle of Naradavolo. This is a simple wine. Uh, Maybe there is going to be a Reserva, but this is not the wine that you'll keep for a really long time. I mean, I'm sure there are some varieties and there are some wineries, but this is a simple wine. This is why it's very popular with the regular garlic tomato sauce Italian restaurants, because it's easy to drink. When we go out, we always get a bottle of Naradavolo without actually even looking at the year, because
So it is a pizza wine.
it's a simple wine. You can do it both ways. You can sip, or you can eat. Yeah, it's good with like I would say chicken parmesan wine, not pizza wine.
I love
meat
it.
and cheese.
I love it. I can drink it all day, and I'm not a red person regularly. Another question for you. So, why did you get it now in the middle of the winter? Well, winter that we have here. Would you order it for wine bar in the summer?
No, I wouldn't. It's a winter wine. It's a good winter wine, and has soft tannins. It's pretty deep. It's not a light drinking red wine like Zweitgeld or Pinot Noir would be. It's when you come inside here.
We
of
need
this
to
wine
do
bar
another
from the
video
chill-
on Zweit.
We will.
Swine.
Hopefully,
Gesundheit.
hopefully this project will pick up. And this is just, please don't judge us. This is the first one. We don't really know what we're doing.
Oh,
yet.
you can judge us. We're gonna judge you. You can judge us.
Hopefully we will get a little more direction. So,
Speaking of judging, what would you give this when you judged? Like, how do you judge? And would this winemaker send this wine to one of your frou-frou?
this wine would not score more than 88 points on an honest competition, which are not that many out there.
Okay. What about if you were sommelier?
Also, I'm gonna say one thing about these things. When you go to the store and you see the wines, before I started knowing anything about wine, I go to the store and I see the wine is 96, 90. Rarely you see 88. Sometimes you see 98. And I always thought that this is from 0 to 100. So these are fantastic, incredible, rare wines.
Like a math test in high school.
That scored anywhere from 0 to 100. Then when I went judging, and I did a couple of international competitions and local competitions, I realized the scoring starts at 80. So the lowest you can score is 80. So when the wine is 88, it's actually 8 out of 20, which is pretty bad.
Okay, but this is pretty good.
I would say in a regular panel it would not go over 90.
Okay.
It has a lot of things that people who judge wines would not like.
But we're not people who judge wines. We're people who
color
drink
is
wines,
questionable.
right?
All that thing that they do. This is not really anything very pretty to talk
Or like
about.
sommeliers who always tell you that, oh, I'm going to recommend you wine, and then they recommend something they want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Those people?
So-
we don't really care about those people.
So we have a couple of seconds left. We would like to wish everybody a happy new year. And this is basically a take of two very simple people who just enjoy drinking wine, not really talking about wine, and definitely not judging wine in terms that semi-professionals do.
Excuse me. We judge wine. We taste it, and if we like it, we're going to introduce it to you. And if we don't like it, you will never see it on our shelves.
Okay. Happy New
This
Year.
year has been filled with pain and suffering for many people. we hope 2024 is going to be much, much better. Health and happiness to you in New Year. Cheers.